336 by Ja Rule. 336 was Ja Rule's second solo studio album. Dropping at a pivotal point in Rule's career, this album made Ja a superstar. 20 years later, does this album hold up? Does it have a relevant feel to it? Here's our honest review of 336 by Ja Rule.
336. I think I left high school to go pick up this album from the store.
Damn. What's up?
Yeah, album is old. Shout out to Ja Rule. He don't get the respect he deserves. I'm not being sarcastic either. I'm dead ass serious. For anybody that watching and thinks I'm joking.
They know.
How you feel about this album artwork?
I actually think this album artwork was dope. I always liked this album artwork just because of the font on it, and it just kind of felt like it was like a statement, like, you know, just like statement cover. But yeah, cool.
That's literally Rule 336 written on the cover. If y'all don't know it, y'all can read it. It's actually dope. I like the Photoshop. You know, a lot of people hated it because they like, he only got the bandana on because Tupac. Shut the fuck up.
But you like the red though.
I mean, it's definitely dope. Red background. But I'm just saying, like, Ja was just, you know, he blew up after this album, so it wasn't much people could say. The flow of this project, man, it kind of followed. This kind of broke the trend of what Ja Rule was doing. I was about to say follow the trend. That was the next album. This kind of broke the trend because his first album, he talked about how he down-talked women so much he wanted an album where he kind of built them up a little bit. So that was the direction he took with this. I don't know if a lot of people know that's what he was doing with this project. But, yeah, that's the flow. I mean, it's some gangster songs on there, too, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely had a mix of, I guess you want to say, like, you know, gangster mix and some R&B feel-good vibes-ish to it. So, yeah, had a mix.
Highlights, man. Look, I got quite a few, man. But I love this album, so I guess you could say I'm a little biased, but I'm still going to critique it. So the intro, I love the intro. It's almost the same intro that's on the first album. If you listen to the first album, same beat. It's kind of like a prayer. Watching Me, I always was mad that this joint just cut off the way it cuts off, but it goes right into Between Me and You, so dope. So Watching Me is actually dope. Between Me and You featuring Christina Milian. When I first heard this joint, I was just like, yo, this joint is crazy. This was the song you heard when you came to my MySpace page.
Oh, take it back, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Take it back.
I had Christina Milian as my goddamn wallpaper. I didn't know her name at all. I just was like, man, she looks good.
Yeah, man, the MySpace layouts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can copy it. Yo, come on, man. Yeah, I know that was fire, yo. I know everybody watching this is like, yeah, that was dope. I ain't had Christina Milian, but yeah, that was dope. Everybody else probably had like Beyonce, but I had Christina Milian. Between Me and You was my joint. Put It On Me featuring Vita was fire. When they did the remix with Lil Mo, it just kind of pushed it to another stratosphere. It was out of here. Ja Rule was pretty much a superstar after that. 6 Feet Underground is my joint. It's been my joint since the album came out. I love the sample. I love the way he used it. Love Me, Hate Me. It's got more of a like hopeful Irv Gotti, probably Lil Rob sounding beat to it. I love this joint. I've always loved that joint. When I listen to Die Now, well, I'll go to that in the low lights, actually. Fuck You, man. That joint is hard. This was on the Fast and Furious soundtrack. This joint was hard, man. I actually love it. I'll save that for a second. It's Your Life featuring Shay Shice. I actually really like this song, man. Shay Shice got a weird vibe to him, West Coast, but some of the West Coast dudes are weird, but it was still dope. It was still a dope vibe. Not weird as in people, but weird sound.
Yeah, I hear you.
I Cry featuring Lil Mo. This followed Put It On Me. This joint was crazy. I loved it when I first heard it. It's a dope sample with it too. One of Us. This song is dope. Listen to it. Listen to the lyrics. Listen to him actually questioning the idea of people questioning him and his actions and saying, would God do the same thing if he was in my situation? And I just love the way he put it. Like, it just sounds so dope. The Rule Won't Die is crazy. That's the way the album ends. If you have the regular version of the album, The Rule Won't Die. I thought it was a cool way to go out, but it's also like kind of like Watching Me in a sense, like how it went out. And it's almost like a poem. They have How Many Want to Die. That's not really on the album, but I love that song. That was on the Light It Up soundtrack. That was my joint.
Yeah, I thought Watching Me was pretty dope. This is my first time listening to the album as a whole. I was always listening to singles and all these other one-off songs by Ja Rule, But I thought that was pretty dope, and I really like how it went to Between Me and You. Already a big fan of that song. Same as with Put It On Me. Love Me, Hate Me, I thought that was like a different side of Ja Rule I've never heard of before. Like, just in that kind of tone. Same with One of Us. I Cry, I always been a fan of that song. And the Rule One Die, I thought it was cool to go out, but I thought it should have been a little bit longer. But that's just my opinion.
Lowlights, man. So first thing I gotta go to is Die. Like, first of all, I want to say I like what Ja did on this song. The beat ain't that bad. It's got like a really eerie feel to it. If you've heard Murder Inc. music before, you know that a song like this was gonna be on a project. But this is what happens when you put convicted felons and shit on your record, like Black Child and stuff like that. Like, just listening to it now, I'm just like, I was blasting this shit. Like, I shouldn't have been listening to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nobody to die. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's a little on the harsh side, I'd say. I've never rocked with Ecstasy, the song Ecstasy. It's not like their flow is bad on it. The hook is catchy, but I just never liked the song. I hated the fact that they had 2 skits back to back. Like, the I Fuck You Girl is funny the first time you hear it. After that, it's kind of like whatever. But like, you can't have 2 skits back to back. Please don't nobody follow those trends. And aside from that, I mean, those are pretty much my lowlights. Just stop being so negative, talking about killing people all the goddamn time, and don't put skits back to back. Those are the lessons you should take from this album. No, this album is not a classic.
Well, yeah, those are my lowlights because all of the negativity, all of the skits that were not needed. Like, I was just like, come on, all these skits I'm like, is the album done yet? Because it really felt like, I'm like, damn, these are some long skits. But other than that, it was just like, even before, I wasn't into all that kind of rap where it's talking about negativity or killing people and all that shit. It's just like, it's played out to me, and it's still played out now. And it just really never catered to me. I get that's for a certain crowd of people. I understand that. But when you got a bunch of niggas yelling on the track and everything, and that's all they talking about, it's just like, all right, cool, we get it. Cool. Well, let me get back to the songs where it's actually something musical related. You know what I'm saying? So that's my problem with the album. It was just way too much skits and negative aspect that I still do not rock with today.
Final thoughts. First of all, I just want to clarify something about the song Die, right? So it's not that I don't like songs where people are talking about killing each other or killing people, because I like a lot of those songs. I like Kill 'Em All from Ja Rule and Jay-Z. I love Murdergram from DMX, Ja Rule and Jay-Z, Murdergram 2. Like, I mean, it's murder. Like, I like songs like that. It's just that type of song, like that's just a little bit too, like. And then not only that, like, Black Child was always just barely okay as a rapper. Cadillac Ty was always barely good as a rapper. If you're actually just being honest, like '01, all the people that Ja Rule kind of rolled with were just okay. Vita was dope. Charlie Baltimore was dope. Ashanti was dope. All the rappers that hung out with him, like, nobody took any of them serious until
just the homies.
Until like Nas was almost signed to the label, and then he left because people were like, oh man, Ja, they actually got somebody cool that's with Ja. And then everybody else is kind of like, they never pop. Cadillac Ty, because I was about to call him Ty Murder, that was his original name, but you can't put that on the album cover, so he changed it to Cadillac Ty. He had one song, POV, which is fire. I love it. It had like a 2-way ringtone beat to it. But aside from that, I mean, he's been trash pretty much his whole career. Like, you know, it. But anyway, dope project overall from Ja Rule here, man. I thought this was a dope comeback from his first album. It definitely was a step down because his first album is crazy to me. I love his first album, almost every song. And this was a couple songs down, but this is what propelled him into superstardom. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter who you are, like, when Put It On Me comes on, I'm sorry, y'all know that. What I mean, what my baby? Like, y'all know that. Y'all know Between Me and You, and most of you guys know I Cry as well, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, especially if you was watching 106 in Park. If you had 106 in Park on, you knew I Cry. Like, don't play that crap. Dope project from Ja Rule overall, with some setbacks.
Yeah, I feel like this Ja Rule has a staple in hip hop music, whether you like it or not. I'm not a hater, but just overall, this project didn't have everything that I wanted to hear. But I did forget to mention that I did like the production a lot on this album, even though it was just a whole bunch of niggas yelling about murder and kill shit and all that shit. But I thought the production was dope, and it. Ja Rule, he has it. Okay, I'm not hating, but it's just like keep going. Okay.
Final grade, man. Look, I'm gonna get his album a check, man. Shout out to Ja Rule. People don't respect him enough. They need to give him the respect he deserves. Give him the credit he deserves from all the work that he put in. He had all of you guys singing these songs to your girls. Stop playing around. Stop hating. Stop letting 50 Cent influence the way you feel about music that you were blasting during the time in your life. You know what I'm saying? You can like 50 and Ja Rule at the same time. It's okay.
Is it?
Yes. I would tell 50 Cent I like Ja Rule's music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Ja Rule got just as many dope songs as 50 Cent does. Like, seriously speaking, 50 Cent, his career, it was pretty long, but everybody got to admit, most of his best songs were on his first 2 albums. Mainly his first.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a dash. I feel like for me, it wasn't my type of music, and it still isn't. But the hits are regardless bona fide into my brain. There's no doubt about that. The hits from Ja Rule, I will always know them when I hear them. I will always try to sing along. It's just that he has that charisma.
Let me
that
say
flavor.
yeah.
Like, you can't deny it. Like, it's just something about him that you are going to sing along whether you like it or not. So you can't deny that.
Always there when you call. Always. Like, people hearing that, they like, man, I'm remembering 106 in Park.
Exactly.